welcome back to my channel, The Jamie Nicole. Today I will be talking to you guys about the pros and cons of being a tech while in nursing school. So these pros and cons I came up with on my own. They're not by any means a definition or everybody's opinion. This is solely based off of my experience. So I'm gonna start with the pros of being a tech while in nursing school. So I would say the first pro is definitely gaining experience just in the hospital or healthcare setting, because if you've never been in a hospital before prior to nursing school, when you begin your clinicals, I would definitely say that that can be an overwhelming experience with just the overall flow of things and particular practices that should be normal in a hospital. You'll probably kind of feel just bombarded with a whole bunch of information that you've never even experienced before. So yeah, when you're a tech, whether you work in a hospital, nursing home, or whatever, it gives you kind of an idea of how things work in a healthcare setting, and like I said, how things flow, interacting with different medical professionals and healthcare providers, how everyone communicates with each other, and just the basics of patient care. Next part I was gonna say is that you gain more patient interaction. So beginning clinicals, I noticed that my classmates who had never interacted with patients or taken care of people before felt more uncomfortable communicating with patients and just simply talking to them or even going in the room. Like, it would be such an awkward experience. And I think that working as a tech kind of made me comfortable with just speaking to patients and got rid of that intimidation. It got me more comfortable with being around patients and talking to them, and also being able to read their body language, tone, and different things like that that you have to consider while you are caring for someone, because not everybody's just gonna automatically tell you what's wrong with them in that moment. Excuse this little piece of hair. This is from when I accidentally cut my hair when I was taking my braids down. So just don't pay attention to it. Anyway, the next pro is your skill set. So when you're in your fundamentals classes for nursing school, that's when you're gonna learn how to do all the skills and whatnot. Even kind of health assessment, you learn, well, it's mostly assessments, but essentially in those two classes is where you're gonna learn your foundation of all the nursing skills. And when you're a tech prior to that, some of those skills you will already be familiar with. So you'll kind of be ahead of your class a little bit when learning those things, and you'll be able to have more practice and be a little bit more proficient with how you work and how efficient you are during your shift. Because people who take longer with the basic things like vitals and bathroom, bed changes, all that type of thing, that takes up so much time in your day, it adds up very fast. So when you're more efficient with those tasks, you're able to get more done, or just simply not feel so overwhelmed and bogged down during clinicals or your shift. Now, I wouldn't say like the intensive skills, like maybe not IVs and drawing blood and whatnot, because techs at most facilities aren't allowed to do that, but kind of like the things I mentioned, like toileting, ambulating, linen changes, vital signs, the basics that techs are allowed to do, you'll feel more advanced in those, essentially. Now, maybe not, depending on the facility you're at, a lot of places don't take manual blood pressures anymore, so you'll probably have to work on that more, but essentially, just like I said, the flow of things, you'll have more of a definite schedule. You'll be more comfortable with your sequence of how you work. Now, for the cons of being a tech while in nursing school, I say my number one con is burnout. So I don't work that much as a tech, but just sometimes being in the healthcare setting at work, and then also having to be at the hospital for clinicals and whatever else, can, once you do it so much, just it can become very overwhelming. A lot of people don't realize that nursing, it can emotionally drain you as well as physically drain you, because you are essentially caring for someone else and kind of making their problems your problems. So that can be very draining if you look at it that way. So I noticed that as school picks up, I don't work as much at all, because it can just be a lot to deal with. And that's not even mentioning like the other things, such as having to actually go there in the midst of your busy nursing school schedule, gas, and other outside factors. But simply just the emotional piece of it, it can be a lot to bear. I say if you feel like you're prone to burnout and you don't necessarily have to absolutely work, I would either suggest possibly not working, or just lowering your hours if you feel as if you're starting to become overwhelmed and it's beginning to affect your daily life. Definitely not encouraging anyone to quit your job, because we should definitely all get to our bag, but don't risk your mental health or anything for a job. And that's just period. The next con I thought of was that you have less time for everything else in your life. So if you watch my previous videos, you'll see how nursing school can really take up a lot of your life. And although you do get some free time, when you have a job, your job is, you're essentially going to work during your free time. So it'll definitely cut down your free time. And if you are a person who feels like you need more of that, then adding hours and working may possibly be a problem for you. I find myself having to, especially since I'm a student athlete, I have to be more efficient with when I choose to do my homework, when I study, when I'm going to rewatch lectures, even how you set up your classes. There may not be many options for classes, for your nursing classes, because I know like ours, we only have maybe 2 options or so, and I can't even pick them because athletics has to pick them for me. But anyway, you have to be very strategic with your time and how you do things, because you will have less time for those regular things that you need to take care of outside of work. Hey guys, I'm back. So I went back to go edit that video and I realized, but somehow the last couple minutes of footage was gone. So I'm here right now. And I basically left off on saying make sure you're managing your time really well. Yeah, make sure you're managing your time really well, because adding on a job is going to take away from everything else that you need to do outside of the job and school. But overall, I do think that it is a lot of benefits. It is a lot of benefits from being a tech while in school. It just really matters if you have the time and the mental capacity to add that additional thing into your schedule. Even though I feel like it was pretty mentally and emotionally draining for me, I still think that so many of the things I've learned and seen from being a tech has contributed greatly while I've been in nursing school, and especially while I've been in clinicals. So all that to say, I would recommend working, but definitely do what you know that you can handle, and don't try to do too much, because when it comes down to it, school is what's most important, because you can work for the rest of your life, and that's what I tell everybody. Yeah guys, that's pretty much all I have for you guys in this video. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties and whatnot. I will try to work on that. But yes, please let me know down below if you like this video. Give it a big thumbs up, and as always, be sure to subscribe to my channel to keep up with all things The Jamie Nicole, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.